Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So please bear with me today. I am still suffering the side effects to the COVID booster that I've had. Had that yesterday evening, started to feel pretty unwell. This morning, oh dear, I was awful. Feeling a bit better now, hoping it's starting to ease already. That's not a surprise to me. I always seem to get side effects with jabs and anything. Probably due to my condition. If you don't know anything about that, I did write a blog about it a few months ago. But anyway, let's move on, talk about racing tomorrow. I also want to talk about a horse today that I was delighted to see win. Let's see if I can load that up actually, whilst I'm just mumbling. Go to React. And it was at Limerick. No, it wasn't. It was at Turles. Hope that's said right. And it was this one here. The Declaimer, who won at 12-1. I don't know what price he went off on the exchanges. He had missed his last two runs after finishing second. They'd withdrawn him. And I thought that was really eye-catching, that they kept withdrawing him until hopefully conditions were spot on. Conditions were spot on today, and he won at 12-1. So delighted with that one. Tomorrow, I don't think there's going to be any 12-1 winners, but I'll talk you through what I've looked at and why I like them for the different races. First race of the day, Ascot. Dr. Ken, I hope, wins. Why? I made this tweet back on 15th, whenever that was, Monday. Really hope Dr. Ken goes to Ascot rather than Market Raisin. The unbeaten types will have to step up. And you can see what I mean by this. We've got these unbeaten types running a 124 at Southall, a 128 in a bumper. Dr. Ken, this last effort at Aintree, we've got it running a 151.4, and that's really good for a novice hurdle. Runs in a maiden. I think it takes all of the beating here, but it's priced accordingly. But it's great to see that Dr. Ken ran here instead of at Market Raisin, where I think they'll get a bit more prize money here and just more experience for Dr. Ken, and hopefully a win. Moving on to the 12.55, Favour against Tornham Frayed, Cascova and Golden Boy Grey. I don't think Cascova is good enough. I don't think Golden Boy Grey is good enough. So I looked at Favour versus Tornham Frayed. Now I had actually tweeted that I hoped Favour would run at Catterick, not at Ascot. It was an easier race for Favour at Catterick, but they've decided to go to Ascot up against Tornham Frayed. Now, they actually ran against each other last time out at Cheltenham. Favour had already won and had already had a run that season, or this season, and finished fourth, whilst Tornham Frayed was having his first run of the season. His first run over fences, I believe, just double checking. Yep, first run over fences, and yet he actually just managed to run down Favour for third and fourth. They run off the same, there's no weight pull for Favour for being narrowly beaten by Tornham Frayed, but I think fitness, and I expect Tornham Frayed to beat Favour again, and hopefully suggest that the last time out effort was a good run and better than what he actually showed. So I think that might have been a mistake by Dan Skelton to go to here instead of Catterick, but we will see. The third race, Godante. I think Godante wins this. He could be anything. Really boring race. Disappointed Mai Tai is not running here, but he runs on Saturday at Haydock. He's one of the horses that I really like this season. Godante should win this, and we'll see how good he is. Moving on to the fourth race. Now, I had a look at a couple here, and the horse I ended up with is Phlegmatic. Phlegmatic finished fifth last time out in the Novice Champion Series final at Ayr. Ran a good race, actually moved into contention in good style. Couldn't run down the long-time leader and winner One More Flurry for Ian Williams, but just got tired late on and dropped back to fifth. I think the drop back from 3 mile to 2 mile 5 will be perfect. The race has worked out quite nicely with Mac Totty, who's second, obviously coming out and winning the Sefton over the national fences. I thought he travelled well for a long way, and this looks a good starting point this season for the Dan Skelton trained horse. £13,000 prize money is not to be sniffed at, and he can then go on to bigger and better things, hopefully. I did look at two others in this race. I looked at the performance of Guy and Red Risk. They ran against each other last time out, and Guy just beat Red Risk, with them both behind Senior Citizen, who obviously finished second to McTotty himself in the Sefton. So there is a form line there with Phlegmatic. I thought Guy travelled the best of the three. Red Risk was always under pressure. I'm not totally sure whether that was... I think he's run on into third when things have happened in front of him, whereas Guy, I thought, tried to beat the winner, Senior Citizen, and just got tired late on. Guy would be the one out of those two, but hopefully Phlegmatic can beat them both. Pink Legend won last time out at Cheltenham before her break. Personally, I think the race wasn't the strongest. She beat Dance Idol. Dance Idol has had a few runs since, finished second when went off favourite and was beaten by a 25 to 1 shot. Has since been sold to Ireland, to Mr. Curling, and hasn't done very much over in Ireland. So I'm not a fan of that form and don't think it was the strongest race. Personally, I think the Phlegmatic race was the strongest last time out, when fifth upper air. Moving on to the 240, I'm quite sweet on Captain Morgs here. I have highlighted in a tweet back on the October the 25th why I like Captain Morgs, and it's in this video here. It's about, how many minutes in is it? 4 minutes something into the video. You can find that on the blog post. You can also find that on YouTube as to why I like Captain Morgs. Nice to hear from Icy. Like your style, Liam, no nonsense analysis. That's what I'm all about. I don't sugarcoat it, and I'm not haven't got any bookmaker sponsors or trainer owner sponsors that I'm therefore talking up their horse or talking down their horse to try and put you onto the wrong thread. I try and aim to get you the winners, unlike some pundits and tipsters, for reasons that they know. So yeah, I like Captain Morgs here. I hope he takes all the beating. He'll probably be my nap of the day. I mean, that 156.2 was a good effort. And if you listen to the podcast video, you'll find out why I think he will take all the beating. Moving on to the 315, the 2 mile 7 handicap chase. I've landed on Get Around here. He is £4 better off with Eva's Oscar, who beat him at Cheltenham. I think he will turn that around. This is Dan Skelton's second run with Get Around. He went off 10 to 11 favourite at Chepstow and didn't quite work, but I think they'll know a lot more about the horse now and they'll know how to ride it. He's also very unexposed compared to a lot of his rivals here. Eva's Oscar, I think, is the opposite. He's had all the chances. Yes, he got a win last time at Chepstow, back where he had previously won before, but I think here at Ascot things will be a bit different. Jatalui, he's a smart horse, but you always have to factor in that coming to the last, you may not get the strongest of rides or the most orthodox of rides from Mr. Maxwell. He is getting better. He continues to improve. Just up against maybe Harry Skelton or Charlie Williams, we may find it's a different story. Capga de Lily, I think, needs softer going, so I don't like Capga de Lily. So yeah, I don't think Capga de Lily will be the danger here. I think she wants a softer going than she's going to get. I do think she's still on the improve, but the ground will be against her here. And the others I don't think are good enough. And finally, moving on to the last race of the day, my selection will be Hidden Depths. Another reason why. Highlighted that they could try and win under a penalty and surely goes to Ascot. It's double the prize money compared to... What did I highlight? There was this race here. They could have gone for at Newcastle or there was this race here at Ascot. It's double the prize money. Sally Gardens wasn't running. Let's have a look. Sally Gardens, Go Chic, Italian Spirit, Say Nothing. How many of those run? None of them. So Baddesley was the next highest on the ratings. A reproduction of either of Hidden Depth's last two efforts, and Hidden Depths takes all the beating. So it's not the most interesting card at Ascot in terms of finding a bet. I think I will go through them and we'll have a look. I think Captain Morgs is going to be my nap. I think Hidden Depths is going to be my next best. Dr. Ken's short price, it's a bit boring, but we're going to do it. Dr. Ken can be my third best. So they're my naps for tomorrow. I'm obviously going to take the XSP, the starting price, because at the moment some of these are, the market hasn't formed, and if I was to be allowed to take the current price, I could get 1.2 about Hidden Depths. 5 to 1 on. Well, he's not going to go off 5 to 1 on. So that's why we have this 10:30 on the day time that you can then decide, because that's when the calculated time is for the markets have formed. So there's my 3. Let's submit them, and once they load into the competition, that's it, they're in. Let's have a look at my latest tweet to find it. There it is, there's my 3 for tomorrow. So I hope that gives you some thoughts on tomorrow's racing. Nothing really of a big price, but I do think a lot of those that I've highlighted will go and win their races. Thanks for listening.